Hey, Carm3D on the tube with you. Um, I'm making this video for my modeling students. We had a good class. I felt good about it, had a good aftertaste to it, a good texture, but I wanted to cover a few things that I missed. And the first thing I noticed is when I imported this object, the octopus, it pops up with this requester. Actually, it looked like this initially. The thing is, I modeled this in Lightwave, and actually I modeled in Silo, but I think I was playing with it in Lightwave, and then exported it to an OBJ. And the thing is, with all these 3D programs, they don't all have the same scale, so 1 meter in one program is not the same as 1 meter in another program. So what this thing is doing here is saying scale centimeters is basically asking how big you want the object to be, I believe. So I could theoretically say 1 meter, maybe 0.3 meters. So this octopus will be about a foot large. I think that's what just happened. We could find out by moving this over here. And it says I'm sorry, I wasn't showing that to you. It was over here, and I moved it over here, and it's saying 99 centimeters. So I don't know. That sounds like it's fairly close, because when I just opened it without making any changes, it was very, very tiny. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to add my symmetry. Okay, this is his eyeball here, so we'll worry about that later. Okay, so when you're working in symmetry, that's fine, but for this guy, I don't want all his tentacles to be symmetrical, because that's just not the way they do things. So this is fine for modeling a character, but what we're doing, we don't want to do the symmetry, so never mind. I'm going to show you how you can flip this guy over. Let's see here. Copy, paste. So now we have 2 octos. And now I'm going to go over here on the size and make sure that the axis is right in the middle, which it should be. And so you can see his scale is 23 point something centimeters. I'm going to put a negative on that, which flips it over. And now keep in mind that when I go into polygon mode and I select the polygon, you can see it's blue, which means the normal is reversed. That's what happens when you scale something to a negative amount. It basically makes it inside out. So if I say Control A to select all, no, that doesn't work. Okay. Works in every other program. Select all. And then there's an option here somewhere to reverse the normals. Reverse normals. Okay, there we go. Now he's actually, he looks kind of wrong. That's pretty bizarre. Let's add hypernerbs and see what happens with that. Well, he looks okay when he's hypernerbed. There's just some funky thing that goes on when you scale him inside out. There might be another way to duplicate / reverse mirror your object. I'm just not aware of it, so that's the way I do it, because that's the way I do it in other programs. I think if we go ahead and merge these guys, this anomaly you're seeing will go away. I would bet very large amounts of money on it, if I had large amounts of money. So I'm going to select both of these guys, and I'm going to go to, oh, they deselected. I think that's my hotkey for dragging my video recorder around. Deselected them. Conversions, connect objects, and delete. Okay, this is interesting. I noted from yesterday. You may remember when I had my head there and I added a box, and I said, oh, this box will be his hat, and I used connect and deleted, and then so it merged his box with the hat, his head with the box as one complete object. But you may recall later I noticed, oh, this is strange, it looks like the back of his head disappeared. Well, that's because I had the back of his head polygons hidden when I did the connect and delete. So be careful with that. If you're going to do connect and delete, make sure everything's visible, otherwise it gets obliterated. Okay, so connect and delete. And it looks like it did not get rid of the anomalous polygons. Well, that's unfortunate. So, that's bizarre. It didn't do this in class when I did that. But we do have this problem here of all these points on the center are duplicated because it connects the object, but it doesn't merge the points. There, see that? They're not connected. And when you do the hyperNURBS, you can see that there is a seam going down the middle of the object. You see that seam? Right there. Okay, so I'm going to now pause the video while I explore how we can easily merge these points. And I'll see you after the edit. Okay, my next step will be to add a vector. Well, you can extrude these by the polygons, but it's a little more manual. But let's go in here and add a circle. These are vector, as all vectors are here. So circle. Notice the circle is fairly large. We can just play with the radius. Basically bring it down to about the diameter of the tentacle. I think I'll turn off this hyperNURBS there so I can line it up closer. And also turn on the wireframes. Whoops, thought I was on lightweight for a second. Okay, that's pretty close. Now I will go to here once again and choose, well, I could do any of these guys really, but I'm just going to choose freehand. So I sketched out a little guideline for it to make the tentacle. Looks like he is quite a ways away from the actual octopus, and fairly large too. You gotta love the interface, right? It assumes you want to draw something 3 meters away from where you were just working. Because that's how most people roll. Okay, so I'm going to go into point mode here and select that endpoint and just kind of put him into place. Looks pretty good. We just need to adjust this outgoing angle tangent, for lack of a better word. That's pretty good. And you can play with these guys if you want, if you're familiar with Bezier tools. Alright, let's fix the end. Looks like we got 2 points at the very end that might cause some weirdness. Oh, the rotation's all screwed up again. Hello? Where are my preferences? It's thinking about it. There it is. Took you long enough. Center. Object. That's better. Yeah, we got a point. And we'll just delete that maybe. Okay, that's good enough. And then we'll go into here? No. Here, yes. Sweep NURBS. Okay, so I want my circle to be a child of sweep NURBS, and the spline to be a child of sweep NURBS. Okay, it's doing this because these are in the wrong order. There we go. Now let's just tweak these values so we get something closer to a tentacle. It's way too many polygons as well. I'm going to select the sweep NURBS. Now I can change the end scale. See, it gets narrower. Maybe I could show these both at the same time. We've got to adjust the number of segments it's creating. I'm turning off the caps. Basically, it's asking if we want polygons at the end of the tube it's creating, and I'm saying no. Okay, I'm going to pause the video while I figure something out. Okay, so I clicked on the circle, not the sweeteners, but on the circle, and the options for the circle let you adjust the number of segments that it creates. Right. Oh. Right here, and radius. See if when I... Oh, no, not that one. Angle, sorry. By tweaking this number, you can see that we're getting less. So basically our goal is to aim for a hexagon, if we can, because that's what the octopus model is. Well, it's a little bit more than a hexagon. Oh, okay, that's a little too much. That's only 4 segments. I guess that's the only option it gives us. So, the only other question I had was how to make it give these evenly spaced cross sections instead of placing the cross sections where the corners are, you know, where it's bending the most. And I would imagine, oh, it might be in spline. Spline. Yeah, intermediate process uniform. There it is. Cool. And then just lower that number because we don't need quite so many. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so basically you have to tweak values in circle and the spline to get the proper look. Of course, I couldn't match up the number of polygons it creates for that circle to be exactly 6, but it seems to be a limitation of Cinema. It only just gives us 4 or 8. So you'll basically just have to do your best to merge these guys up and blend them out. You know, you might end up with a triangle here and there, a trigon. But hey, look at that. We got a trigon right here. So you can, you know, play with that, utilize that. So that's it for the octopus. There was a couple other tools I wanted to show you. The weld tool. Let's go in point modes on this guy. And basically the weld tool lets you weld two points together. So if I select this, whoops, if I select that point and this point, and then I go to mesh conversions, no, here it is. I don't know why it would be in create tools. It's kind of like reducing the number of points, but in create tools, weld. Now you can see it's created a point here, but really we can click on either of these 3 locations, either over here, or in the middle, and that's where the 2 points will be merged into one. So that's the weld tool. And there was one other one other tool I wanted to show you, and that's create polygon. I know that I showed you in class, fill polygon hole. It looks like I'm still in the weld tool here, which is interesting. You can do that in polygon mode. But I hit the space bar to get out of that. So we got a hole in our polygons here. There's that fill polygon hole somewhere in here. Well, I don't know where it went, but you saw it last time. Maybe they got rid of it in this later version. I know we were on version 12 for a long time. So, create. There it is. Create polygon. So that basically lets you select existing points in your model. Be careful not to select points that are in the background. And then spacebar to terminate it. And there you go. Now there's also the ability to use create polygon without points, but the problem with that is who knows where these points are. Well, okay, last time it put the object 3 meters away, but this time it was a little more friendly. And don't know what to say about this. It's basically a weird anomaly, but it does get corrected when you turn on the HyperNURBs. So I think that's pretty much it. If I should think of anything, of course, don't forget to take his eyeball and flip that over too. Don't forget to use connect and delete for the tentacle, connecting it to the octopus. If I think of anything else, I will certainly either make an announcement or a video. Look at that. I selected that video, that polygon up here, but I had only select visible elements turned off, so it also selected that polygon down there and deleted that. So you got to be mindful of this thing. You have to like watch it like a hawk. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Good luck. If you have any questions, let me know. If I think of anything else that I want to relay to you, I'll let you know in the announcements. Bye-bye!